High print runs. A lot of people look down upon this in the hobby. Why? Because comparatively speaking, it turns the cards in this product into nothing but straight garbage. Alright, maybe garbage is too strong of a word, but if we were playing Sports Card Family Feud and we surveyed 100 people why they think high print runs are so bad, the number one answer would probably be because it devalues our cards. It's a simple concept of supply and demand, right? When you have a high supply of something and you have low demand, the prices of those goods are bound to go down. But you see, that's us looking at this from a very financial standpoint. And personally, I think that's a micro view of how we're looking at this. In order to understand why large print runs can be good for the hobby, is that we have to look at it from a macro view. And what it comes down to is basically one word: accessibility. And with print runs running wild like Hulkamania, the question is being asked, are we in another junk wax era? Now that's a very valid question to ask, but I have a question of my own to ask. How many of us collected during the junk wax era? I know I did, and I was just a kid back then. And did I care about print runs? No, not at all. The most important thing to me was being able to pull those cards that I highly sought after, whether it was a Canseco rookie, whether it was a Griffey rookie, or whether it was a Penny Hardaway rookie. The most important thing to me was being able to have access to these sports cards, to these packs, to be able to rip them open and pull those cards, thus creating the memories and, more importantly, developing that collector gene. Now, let's ask the question again. Can high print runs be a good thing? Now, before we go deeper into the question, if you're finding value in this content, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't yet, please consider subscribing. And now, let's explore that question even more. So, to answer the question, can high print runs be a good thing? In my opinion, the answer is yes, because it creates a level of accessibility for new collectors. Because let's face it, the current state of the hobby right now in 2022, there's a high barrier of entry, especially for younger collectors. And that's why retail products are so important. Retail products like Topps, Prism, Select, because I know a lot of people like to bash Select now because it's become retail, but you have to understand the importance of these products. And that is to get it into the hands of as many young collectors as possible so that they can build those memories. Imagine a kid pulling a Wander Franco rookie card from 2022 Topps Series 1. Imagine the excitement that they would feel. Imagine the memory that would create. Because as life goes on, priorities will change. And some of these kids will either become lifelong collectors or some of these kids will exit the hobby. But once they develop that disposable income or once they get that fun money, guess where they will turn back to? Those things that they have fond memories of, whether it's sports cards, video games, or comic books, the things that they remember the most, they're going to want to rebuy that childhood. And they'll enter back whatever hobby they remember fondly of. That's why creating these memories is so important for the younger generation, being able to have retail product, being able to have cards accessible to them to be able to buy and rip open and have those experiences that we had as kids. This is one of the main reasons why I came back to the hobby, because I remember so fondly of my days ripping junk wax, ripping cards from the mid-90s and pulling those cards that created that sense of excitement. And I'm pretty sure for a lot of you guys that entered the hobby back during COVID had those same memories as well. So when it comes to these high print run products, it no longer becomes profiting from the hobby we all love, nor does it come to breaking even from the hobby we all love. What it really comes down to, and this is the most important thing, is creating memories from the hobby we all love so that the next generation can experience the same things that we did in terms of why we love this hobby. Now, I'm a big advocate of building the next generation of collectors because I feel that it's very important for the future of this hobby. And in this video, I talk about the importance of cultivating that next generation.